Glow Teams for pupils and parents. A guide how to access files and assignments. In our previous video, we showed you how to access Microsoft Teams and how to log in. So now we're going to open the app by simply clicking on that button. That will open up in a new window and it should show you this page or something similar. The pupil that we are using, who we have permission to use, has several teams set up already, and yours may only have one or perhaps two, depending on the school and the child. So we're going to go into Primary A, that's his class team, and as you can see, it's been a little bit active already. So we're going to start off by looking at the bar along the top, this menu area. And as you can see, we're in the general section that comes from the sidebar. We're going to stay in general. These are often referred to as channels, and not every teacher will have channels put in. So let's stick with general just now, and we're going to begin with posts. So if we look up, we can see that people have had a few conversations. So we are going to just start a conversation just now. We're going to tag Mrs. Buchanan. And we do that by pressing the @ sign. At Mrs. Buchanan, I am looking for some information on number work. Okay, so we've typed that in and we just press this little arrow here and that takes us up here because it's now sent. So it's very similar to perhaps a social media platform that you use, and it's really straightforward. But this post area is an opportunity for our pupils to talk to one another online and obviously to ask teachers questions about any of their home learning. Now, I do have to remind you at this point that this is open to everyone in the team. So whoever's part of that team will be able to access the comments that you are posting. So please make sure that they are appropriate. If they're not, they will be deleted by a teacher. So anytime that someone posts in the team, we will get a notification so that we can make sure that nothing is on it that is inappropriate. So that's our posts. You can see that there are some assignments and some conversations already happening, and we will come back to that later in this video. If we go back to the top bar and you see files, we're just going to click on files. Now, I have said earlier in this video that this is a pupil's account, so this will be roughly what your child will see, but the files may be slightly different depending on the teacher. There's some folders already set up, and class materials has been set up by the teacher, so we're going to open that up just by clicking on it. There's some files here that are going to help with that pupil's learning. So these three dots, we're going to simply click on it. We can open it online, we can download it, we can open it in SharePoint, or we can simply copy the link to share with other people. And once we open it, we'll be able to go back into the chat and discuss it with the class teacher. So then if we open up general again, that just takes us back to that main folder. The pupil that's logged on just now, he is going to upload some files. So I think he's going to make a new folder. So just by clicking on that new button, you can see new folder. He is going to just call this Josh's Literacy Learning folder. And when he clicks create, that folder will appear and we can see from the blue lines that it is a new item. So I've decided that I want to upload some documents for my teacher to see. I've clicked on that folder and then I'm going to go to upload. Now at this point, the pupil can upload any type of material. They can upload a photograph, they can upload a video, a Word document, a PowerPoint document, anything at all that will show what they have been learning. I'm going to just open up a picture, so I'm just going to double click. It's very similar to the way you would use a social media platform or your own home computer. So I'm going to upload the school badge. I'm going to click open. And as you can see, it's uploading one item and it's now saved. The class teacher or the pupil again can download it, copy the link and share it and go back into posts and let them know that they've done that. So that is the file section. We are going to go back to posts. Now you can see along the top we have assignments, so we're going to view one of those assignments. There's a few outstanding there for Josh, so I think we'll have a look at the reading one. So all we simply do is click View Assignment, or we can go along the top and we can choose assignments from up here. Okay, now that's loaded. We've got the maths one is opened, but we want to look at reading. Here we go. Now, at the moment, it's saying it's past its due date because this is just a practice one. We don't need to worry about due dates, but I'm going to click on it and it's going to show us all the information that we need. So the instructions have the tiger who came to tea. We have got this chain sort of symbol here. That means that it's a link. So if we click on the link just now, it's going to take us to YouTube and it's going to show us the story of the tiger who came to tea. Now, that would be really useful if you don't have the story, because the next activity is a task map. And this is something quite often pupils at Muirfield Primary use, so most of them should be aware of the process. Several questions, some of them are talk-based, some of them are written, and the pupil can work with someone else at home on this, or even work via the post online to ask questions. So we can open it in Word, we can open it in Word Online. That means that you would be able to type straight onto it or download. Once the pupil is ready, they would go to add work. So I'm going to do that just now. And again, I think I will use an image because I've handwritten my work, and I am just going to upload that just now and press done. Now, if at any point the child isn't sure about what is being asked of them, they can click on this book. Now, normally there will be more instructions, there would be more details. This is just a basic example, but if you can see this little button here, it's an immersive reader. So if you click on it, it will begin to read it out. So we're going to just do the voice settings down here. Now, as we move to the turtle, it gets slower. The rabbit is quicker. So I'm just going to leave it somewhere there. We're going to leave it as a female and press play. Now, it will read this out loud to any child with any through any computer or tablet, and that means that no matter their reading ability, they'll be able to understand it. We also have a rubric here. Now, not every teacher will use one. This is just an example so you can see what it looks like. We're going to click on it. Now, they all look slightly different. Some have more categories. Again, we've just used this as quite a basic one. So we are learning to read for understanding, and there's a little bit of success criteria. Now, it may be more detailed than that. Some teachers may not use it, and there may be more information in the instructions area. So it says here turn in late, but obviously the assignment wouldn't be saying turn in late. This is just a practice, but we will turn it in because we've added our work. And once we turn that in, look at that. We've got a nice little happy octopus. And when we go back to posts, we can let our teacher know that we have updated that information. And as the assignments come out, they'll appear under this tab. And then if we have a look at completed, we've got 2 ticks, so we know that that's finished. We might have some feedback from our teacher, which we have in this case. So the home diary, that was returned on Monday. Well, the feedback was read over and add full stops. Again, this may be more or less detailed. It depends on the activity. So I may go back in there and edit it. I'll add the work again, just as we did before, and turn in again. And that is our files and assignments.